I was watching in that same interview with Vezzo that I was watching where he was talking about the history of that little beef and everything. I saw that he was saying some critical things about Eminem for the way that he maybe didn't necessarily put on as many artists as he could have out of Detroit early on. Would you say you were in agreement with that, or do you consider that to be kind of his business?
With Eminem?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's I don't know.
Right.
Like Eminem, I fuck with Eminem growing up. You know, like he had everybody proud. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, he from the deep. He was going. He was Dr. Dre. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I ain't looking like he supposed to put us on.
Right. I mean, it's kind of weird because it's like, let's say you're the biggest fucking rapper in the world next year. It's like, you know, nobody's gonna really expect you to put on anybody besides your friends, right? Like your homies. Like nobody's gonna be like, oh, every new dope artist out of Detroit has to get co-signed by you.
I mean, it's damn near impossible to do that.
Yeah.
But I get what he's saying. Like he's saying, like, you know, hop on a song or something like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Acknowledge it.
Yeah.
That's really what he was saying. I think they just twisted his words.
But like, how many new Chicago artists is Chief Keef hopping on songs with? The ones who pay him. Like, it's just.
What it do, YouTube? Is Coffee back with the news, man. And Eminem, does he owe? Does he put people on? Does he show love back? Does he look out for the Detroit? You know, is he for the culture? What do y'all think, everyone? Please comment. But a little while back, like you hear that clip, there's this upcoming artist out of the D, Payroll Giovanni. Now, keeping it all the way real with y'all, I'm not really up on this dude like that, right? But you heard him telling Adam, you know, like that he's a fan of Eminem, that he flunked with Eminem, that he was happy to see Eminem succeed, you know, him growing up in Detroit. And, you know, he don't really owe anyone, is what he said. But then, you know, when asked about that whole situation, if you guys recall, this goes way back from T Grizzly taking a shot at M some years back. I can't, like, don't quote me, but he said something about, like, he ain't showing love to upcoming Detroit artists. Then later, I think Royce told him, yo, M wanted to get on a track with you, but now he ain't fucking with you, you know? So T Grizzly kind of tried to walk those remarks back. Then last year, I believe, maybe a little over a year, Icewear Vezzo, also from Detroit, made some similar comments about M not looking out for artists from Detroit. But you heard Payroll there saying, like, but then he did comment and say that he believed they twisted Icewear's words up, possibly. I don't know, man. But Eminem, like, when you heard all what they were saying about putting people you fluck with on, I mean, we got to look at D12. And we've heard this story where all these artists kind of had a pact that if one of them made it, they would come back for the others. And Eminem made it first and came back and got D12. You know what I mean? We saw on Shady Records, or I'm sorry, Marshall Mathers LP, they were featured on that track. They were in the booklet. They were on, you know, pictures were on throughout the booklet and the album artwork on the back and all that. And not too much later down the road, we did see a D12 project come out. I never quite understood exactly why, though, they didn't sign solo deals with Shady. Although I believe I saw a Bizarre interview not too long ago where he said, yo, I was signed solo before the other artists of D12 to Shady Records. But as far, and then they were signed as a group. But as far as solo deals, like when Proof dropped his project, Searching for Jerry Garcia, he got some other jump offs as well. But and comment anyone who listened to that project, I thought it was fire, man. I really did. Proof, R.I.P. to Proof, man. He's such a legend. But he took his solo ventures to other places. I just never quite understood that. Was that, I mean, it's Shady Records. It's Eminem's label. I mean, obviously, I believe Rosenberg is his partner, but I just don't understand why, for those dudes as solo artists, right, you would think that they would want the Shady Aftermath Interscope machine or whatever came with it as far as promotion and things like that, and just the connections that they had why didn't they take their solo projects with Eminem as well? Like I said, there's some interviews out there where Bizarre says he was signed to Shady as a solo artist, but I do believe his what were his solo joints called? Like Blue Cheese in Coney Island, or comment, guys. I'm just freestyling this off the top of the dome. He had that and the Attack of the Weirdos. I don't think either of those ended up coming out on Shady. I could be tripping, maybe not. And then we also gotta, but I just don't get why they didn't go to Shady as solo artists. And then of course, Obi Trice, another artist from Detroit, signed Obi. I thought Obi was an amazing, like I'm a big fan of Obi Trice, man. We All Die One Day off the Cheers album. Or was that Second Rounds on Me? No, that was off Cheers. And that joint, hard as fuck. Banks kills it on there. Eminem, 50, just fire. And it was on the Shady Records Invasion, one of the mixtapes, I think part 2, The Conspiracy Theory. Fire. And like all his music I was a big fan of. It really, I don't want to say pains me, but I just hate to see like Obi didn't thrive on in his career. I mean, he still drops music and everything like that, but he's doing the independent thing and all that. It is what it is. But I do know that M got with him and did some production and stuff like that on his projects after Shady. Like they still have a good relationship, are cool. I believe I heard some reports that Obi had issues with Jimmy Iovine, possibly. I don't know. But he's another artist from Detroit that Eminem helped put on and get, into the game. So with all this being said, I just want to know what y'all think. And there's other artists that he signed, later on, that maybe some were from Detroit, some weren't. Or maybe were those all the artists from the D? I mean, Royce the 5'9", I was always a bit confused why he never brought him to Shady, but Royce got a different deal. There was a point in time where Royce and Dr. Dre fell out by, some comments that Royce manager made. And, Dre wanted him to cease fucking with the manager. And he was like, nah, that's my guy. I can't do it. But ultimately, and then we know the whole D12 Royce beef kind of led into Royce and M not fucking with each other. They didn't, they had beef in a sense, I guess, but they just kind of, as far as actually dissing each other, it was more kept to D12 and Royce dissing each other. M and Royce maybe only, I know of, like each of them taking one just little slick shot, just something real subtle, not getting too disrespectful. M said something about, the rhinestones in his do-rag or whatever. And Roy said something like, I'm sick of hearing about how M ain't talking to me like I'm one of his hoes or something. How about I ain't talking to him or something like that? I don't know. But point is, I feel like he put on some artists from Detroit. Oh, Big Sean. He collabed with Big Sean. Obviously Big Sean came into the game fucking with Ye. But like, I feel like, he collabed with Big Sean, Trick, and some other artists. But it is what it is. I just kind of wanted to bring this to the blogosphere and see what all the hip hop fans out there think about this. Does Eminem fuck with Detroit? Did he put on people from Detroit? Across the board. Let's get into this and discuss this. I thank y'all for watching. New viewers, sub up. It's Coffee, talking music, news, sports, and more. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.